High in the wintry sky climbed the dragons as Elric urged his charges westwards. Thoughts of love, of peace, of vengeance even, were lost in that reckless sweeping across the glowering skies which hung over that ancient age of the young kingdoms. Elric, proud and disdainful in his knowledge that even his deficient blood was the blood of the sorcerer kings of Melniboné, became detached. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host, Liam, aka Hambar. Today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Michael Moorcock's The Bane of the Black Sword. Bane of the Black Sword is the 7th Elric novel if you are using the current chronology, though I believe it will go up to the 8th after the release of the new Elric novel at the end of 2022. It is the 5th in the chronology if you're using the old DAW one as well. So this is the before last, essentially, though. That's really all you need to know. And so this will have some slight spoilers for all the other books in this series so far. But of course, this is a continuation of Elric and his vengeance-filled saga. His saga looking for justice, his saga looking for peace. Now, this is divided into 4 parts, not super surprising here. We have the Stealer of Souls, which is about Elric and Moonglum, who are tasked to kill a sorcerer from Pantane, Thelig. We get to see Divin Var, Lord of the Dragon Caves again, and we also see, finally, another elemental lord. It has been a while. It's not the earth or water one this time, but that of the winds. It's a pretty good ending. It's also rather tragic, as you might expect. The part Kings in Darkness reminded me somewhat of the Black Company books by Glenn Cook. Zarazenia is Elric's new love interest as he and Moonglum travel across the lands. And then we have the Flamebringers. An army is on its way, an army 500,000 strong, an absolutely staggering number. To stop this horde, Elric must leave Zarazenia and join Moonglum and ingratiate himself so they can free a captive sorcerer's soul, and thereby avoid the destruction of other countries of the West. We got some interesting characters in here. We also have like the Lord of Cats, for example, a figure I've seen in some D&D settings. I did like this one more than Revenge of the Rose, which is the previous novel, which I have done a review for, and I kind of put it on equal ground with The Weird White Wolf and The Vanishing Tower. It definitely doesn't outdo The Sailor on the Seas of Fate. There is an epilogue as well that is quite lengthy. It is actually an adventure of Rockhyr the Red Archer, and not Elric. Rockhyr is trying to save Tanalorn, so traveling to planes of the universe to do so. It involves a Lord of Chaos and Beings of Law and others. It's not as interesting, in my opinion, maybe because Elric isn't present, but the ideal of Tanalorn is beautifully explored. And I think that's one thing that Moorcock, if you're watching this video and you've read plenty of Moorcock, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I don't think his writing is all that beautiful at the prose level, but I think his themes are pretty well explored, and he has quite a bibliography. Honestly, he's very prolific, and he explores a lot of things really well, and I think he does this well with being tragic about it, but being funny and just satirical sometimes and ironic. His irony is really good, I think. But of course, this whole story, or stories rather, do revolve around the Bane of the Black Sword. Now, the Black Sword, of course, is Stormbringer, and I guess if you haven't read it, then you'll just have to figure out what exactly that Bane is, or if it's just a clever alliteration used to make this cool title. Anyways, I will shortly be getting you the review for Stormbringer, and this has been Liam's Lyceum. I will catch you next time.